Welcome back to another video on the Wrestle Debate and to another edition of Smackdown Out of 10. Obviously, Crown Jewel is now in the books, and yeah, this is kind of all the reactions to this. Brock Lesnar said he was going to set out a challenge for Roman Reigns, and then we've got the women's title swapping belts, and plenty of other stuff. Of course, it's the first night of the new brand split, so let's get straight into it. Roman Reigns kicks off the season premiere of SmackDown with Paul Heyman, but without the Usos. Roman questioned Heyman about the incident at Crown Jewel, and Paul was silent before Reigns started talking to him about how WWE revolved around him after beating all of these legends. Roman made Heyman read a tweet that said Lesnar was going to attack Roman at SmackDown. Roman said that if Brock did show up, he would be beaten twice in a row, with the crowd wanting Brock. After a break, Brock still wasn't there. Roman was getting impatient. Roman was just about to walk out when Lesnar showed up. Brock rushed Roman and sent him over the steel steps. Lesnar then smashed Roman in the face with the steel steps before clearing the announcer's desk. Lesnar was about to hit the F5 on the table, but the Usos attacked him. Lesnar then wiped out Jimmy and Jay before Roman tried to fight back into the ring. Lesnar knocked Cameron down before trying to smash Roman in the head. Brock then attacked officials with a group of superstars coming out to stop Brock before Roman retreated. Adam Pearce then walked out and said Brock Lesnar was indefinitely suspended for endangering the ring crew. Brock Lesnar walked out to the ring, grabbed Adam Pearce by the collar and nearly choked him out before hitting two F5s on him. Brock mocked the fallen official and walked out the ring on SmackDown. Oh, this is the Brock Lesnar I've missed. Yeah, this was fantastic. Writes Brock off for a bit if you want to do that match at Royal Rumble or WrestleMania or wherever. But yeah, on the whole, this was just so entertaining. Brock is just an absolute beast. McIntyre was out next and laid out Nathan challenge. Sami Zayn came up to new entrance music and accepted the challenge. Sami called Drew the new kid on the block before calling himself the best superstar on SmackDown, and we went straight into the match. Zayn ran away from Drew as the match began before McIntyre grabbed him. After a break, Sami was in control and hit an elbow drop. Drew then set up for the Claymore, but Sami rolled out of the ring and dropped McIntyre on the ropes as to get the advantage back. Drew ran him into the corner and Sami sidestepped, sending the former WWE champion into post. Sami then went for the Haluva kick, but this showboating allowed Drew to sneak in a Claymore and pick up the win. Yeah, for the first match on SmackDown, this was pretty entertaining. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Two great wrestlers. What more do you expect? And it's a win for Drew after a few losses just to get him back on track. Before Kofi Kingston was out next on SmackDown to introduce a new king of the ring, Xavier Woods. Woods walked down to the ring and Kofi put the cloak on, and the crowd chanted, "You deserve it." Woods said his reign would be one of fun and opportunity before posing and dancing in the ring in his new attire. And yeah, actually a segment with no interruption. I was very surprised, but yeah, pleasantly surprised. Before Becky Lynch was backstage and was set to exchange the title with Charlotte since they drafted to opposite brands, Becky said that Becky T-Belts might make a comeback, hinting a possible feud with Flair across brands. Survivor Series coming up though, so yeah, it would make sense. Before we got Mansoor versus Mustafa Ali in a Crown Jewel rematch. Mansoor unloaded on Ali as the match began and sent him over the ropes before hitting a top rope crossbody on him. Ali then took a beating in the ring with Mansoor seeking revenge for the attack at Crown Jewel. Ali then landed a sunset flip before lifting Mansoor for a powerbomb. Mansoor then hit a tiger suplex in a clothesline. Ali recovered with a big boot, but was rolled up by Mansoor to get the win. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. To be honest, it's much the same as what we saw at Crown Jewel. It was fine, but yeah, nothing special really. Former NXT stable Hit Row then made their SmackDown debut and introduced themselves Top Dollar, B-Fab, Ashanti Adonis and Swerve Scott. They took on some local competitors. Swerve started the match before Top Dollar came in and was about to make the pin. The pin was broken before Dollar tossed both men around. Swerve and Dollar then hit their combined finisher to pick up the win and give them a fast start on the blue brand. Yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Good to see them getting the win. They looked dominant here and just picked them over as the main roster crowd get introduced for them. Had absolutely no issue with this at all. Before backstage, Sonya Deville revealed that Adam Pearce was recovering but might not be back for a bit, leaving her to manage the show. Poor old Naomi. Before we got Shinsuke Nakamura versus Happy Corbin. Corbin started off strong, but Nakamura turned around and hit a knee slide. Nakamura then beat Corbin down in the ring before Boog started shredding Corbin. Corbin then dropped Nakamura outside before back on SmackDown. Nakamura took back control with a huge knee. Nakamura blocked a chokeslam with a knee strike while Madcap knocked some big boobs got into it at ringside. Nakamura came out and took Moss out with a knee strike. Back in the ring, Corbin hit the end of days to pick up the win. Yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Once again, a fairly solid match and just continuing the storyline really. Becky and Sonya were then out for the title exchange, and Flair came out and joined them in the ring. Sonya asked both women to hand over their titles, but Charlotte dropped hers, and Becky tried to keep both before throwing the blue belt at the Queen. Charlotte then challenged Becky to a winner-takes-all match before Sasha Banks walked out. Banks actually ran Smackdown, and the boss wasn't going to let Charlotte take over. Flair asked if Banks felt left out before Becky made her exit. Banks attacked Flair and they taunted each other as Sasha took her out on Meteora. Sonya Deville then stopped the fight and the show went off the air with Banks and Flair staring down at each other. So are we getting the match or not? So many questions, but they did blaze swap the title belts. Oh god. Poor fans. It just makes literally no sense. But Sasha Banks v Charlotte feud, really hyped for that. It'll be interesting to see where that goes and what we're going to get in Survivor Series between Charlotte and Becky. Overall this week, SmackDown gets a 6 out of 10 from me. I was torn between a 6 and a 7, but yeah, just decided to go for a 6. But on the whole, it was an okay episode of SmackDown. That really got off to a bang, but yeah, kind of just felt a steady decline down there with the title switches and whatever else. But the rest of the show isn't fine, just introducing to the new stars, now the brand splits happen. But yeah, on the whole, it was okay. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, let me know your thoughts, comments down below. Follow me on the link description below for daily wrestling news, and subscribe to my channel on the screen right now. That would be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.